If you're wondering how podcasts can fit into your content creation process, I've got a 5-stage methodology that I've written up, and I want to share that with you on this podcast. I've invited a couple of people to come and discuss it with us. It's Barbie and Bob. They are actually avatars that I've made through the Google Notebook LM, and they've basically taken an article I've written about the 5 stages of content creation, and they're going to discuss that. Now, at the end of this, you can also see a link to the original blog article. But let's dive in now to have a conversation with Barbie and Bob about the 5 key steps for your podcast guest content strategy.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We are diving deep into podcast guesting strategy today.
Ooh, fun.
With this article, why you need these 5 key steps for your podcast guest strategy.
Okay.
And, because everybody loves a good guest appearance.
Absolutely.
But this article, it really dives into how it's more strategic than you might think.
It really is.
So one of the things that it mentions, and this kind of blew my mind, is this concept of the digital content flywheel.
Yeah.
And apparently it's been around for like 20 years.
I know, right?
Like way before.
Yeah, before Facebook, before LinkedIn even.
Yeah.
It's a really old concept. And
can you even imagine like back then?
It's funny how some things
like going viral meant something totally different.
Yeah, it really did.
Okay, so break it down for me. What is this digital content flywheel?
So picture like a giant, like a flywheel on a big piece of machinery.
Okay.
And, the more you kind of push it, the faster it spins and it builds that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So this model basically takes that same principle and applies it to content creation.
Okay, I'm starting to see where this is going.
Yeah, so like every piece of content you create, like let's say guesting on a podcast.
Okay.
It's like giving that flywheel a push.
Right.
The more strategic and consistent you are with those pushes, the more momentum you generate and the bigger your impact.
So it's about creating this ripple effect almost.
Exactly.
So each guest spot is building on the last one.
Exactly. And this article breaks it down into 5 key steps.
Ooh, 5 steps.
Yes.
All right, I'm ready.
Create. Publish.
Mm-hmm.
Promote.
Mm-hmm.
Monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Analyze.
That sounds like a lot.
It's the roadmap.
Okay.
It's like the roadmap to success.
All right, well, let's take it one step at a time.
Okay.
So step 1, create.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds pretty self-explanatory.
It does.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just like saying yes to every podcast invitation.
Oh, for sure. This stage is all about being intentional.
Okay.
And strategic with your guest appearances.
Give me the insider scoop. Like, what kind of questions should people be asking themselves?
Well, first, think about your target audience.
Okay.
Who are they? What are their pain points? What kind of content really resonates with them?
All right, so we're getting really specific here.
Exactly. And then you've got to consider the podcast itself. Does their audience align with yours? What's their style? What kind of guests do they usually have on?
So it's like finding the right puzzle piece
exactly
that fits with your message and their audience.
Exactly. And this is where a lot of people, I think, miss a really crucial element.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
SEO.
Oh, SEO. Right.
You've got to think about Google.
Okay.
What are those keywords that your target audience might be searching for?
Right.
And then you want to make sure those are incorporated naturally into your conversation.
So it's not just about sounding smart.
Right.
It's about being found by the right people.
Exactly. It's like having a flashing neon sign that just attracts your ideal listener.
I love that.
Your episode.
All right, so we've laid the groundwork. Our message is clear.
Yes.
We've sprinkled in some SEO magic.
A little SEO magic.
What's next?
Time to hit record.
All right, let's do it. Stage 2, publish.
Yes. This is where things get really exciting.
I bet you've got some pro tips up your sleeve for this part.
Well, obviously good sound quality is essential.
Of course.
But it goes beyond just that, right?
Right.
It's about crafting this really engaging conversation that really hooks those listeners.
Okay, how do we do that?
It's about being genuinely enthusiastic. You're sharing insightful stories and making sure that your core message is shining through in the conversation.
So it's not just about like spitting out information, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it should feel like a natural conversation.
Exactly. It's like a dance between you and the host.
Okay.
So you're working together.
So we're recording, we're having a blast. I think we killed it. Then what?
That is where so many people make a big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
They think publishing is like the finish line, but it's really just the beginning.
Give me another gem of wisdom. what happens after we hit publish?
Okay, so think about it this way. You've just baked this amazing loaf of sourdough bread.
Okay, I'm with you.
You're not just going to leave it in the oven, are you?
No way, I'm telling everybody, fresh bread.
Exactly. You got to share it.
Yes.
And your podcast appearance deserves that same energy, you know?
Okay.
Stage 3, all about promotion.
All right, let's promote.
And a little hustle goes a long way.
What does that look like? Give me the strategy.
Okay, so first things first, social media is your best friend.
Okay.
All right. Clip up some shareable snippets.
Okay.
Highlight key takeaways. Get a little creative with it.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Post some photos from behind the scenes of you recording.
Yeah.
Share a funny anecdote, something that happened, maybe that didn't even make it into the final cut.
Ooh, like a blooper reel.
Yes, exactly. Make it fun, make it personal,
Okay.
but make it relevant
Okay.
to that specific podcast and that audience.
Right.
And then tag the host, tag the podcast, engage with the listeners in the comments.
Okay.
And hey, remember those SEO keywords we talked about?
Yes.
Sprinkle those in there too.
It's like we're creating this trail.
Yes.
And it's leading right back to this amazing conversation we had.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Promotion is not a one and done deal.
Oh, really?
You got to keep the momentum going. So,
All right.
you know, reshare the episode a few weeks later, respond to comments, keep that conversation flowing.
So it's about staying top of mind,
Exactly.
keeping the energy high, letting people know about this awesome thing that we did.
Exactly.
What's next on our roadmap to success?
Okay, so for all of you data heads out there, this one is for you. Time to monitor and analyze.
All right, break out the spreadsheets because it's data time.
Yes.
This is my favorite part. I get to put on my detective hat, look at those numbers, and really understand what's going on.
Exactly. It's like analyzing the scene of the podcast. But instead of dusting for fingerprints, you're looking at downloads. You're looking at website traffic, social media engagement.
Okay, so walk me through it. What are we looking for?
Okay, so first, you want to see how many downloads your episode is getting.
Makes sense.
This will give you a sense of your reach.
Okay.
Then, dig a little deeper. Are people engaging with the episodes on social?
Oh, that's good to know.
Are they leaving comments? Are they sharing it?
Right.
Are they tagging the host?
That's a good sign.
That tells you what's resonating.
Okay.
And then don't forget to check your website analytics.
Oh, right.
Did you see a spike in traffic?
After the episode. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Okay, so we're gathering all this information.
Yes.
We've got our magnifying glasses out. Now what? What do we do with it?
So now it's time to analyze, right? Ask those tough questions.
Okay.
Did you achieve the goals you set out for this appearance?
Okay.
Did you reach your target audience? What worked well? What could you improve?
It's like our podcast post-game analysis. We're huddled around our spreadsheets,
There you go.
looking at those data visualization.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've created, we've published, we've promoted like crazy.
Yes.
We've got our detective hats on, we're monitoring, we're analyzing.
Yeah.
Feels like we've run a marathon here.
It's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love.
Yeah.
But where does this flywheel idea come back in?
So that's the beauty of the flywheel.
Okay.
It's not a one-time race. It's about building momentum
Okay.
over time.
I like that.
Each guest appearance is like a stepping stone
Okay.
on your content journey.
So we're playing the long game here.
Exactly. Think of it like, you know how athletes have those highlight reels
Yeah.
leading up to a big win, all their best moments? It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Each guest appearance, each piece of content you create,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a highlight
Right.
that all contributes to this, like, your overall success.
I'm with you. I'm seeing the bigger picture now. But how do we keep those wheels turning?
Remember all that data we were talking about?
Yes, all that good data.
That's our secret sauce for improvement.
Okay.
So we're taking all those insights, those learnings, and we're basically feeding it back into the create stage
Okay.
for our next guest appearance.
So it's a feedback loop, right? We're constantly learning
Yes.
and refining and getting better and smarter.
You got it. And maybe you discover that a certain anecdote you told really landed with people.
Okay.
Or maybe you realize you need to brush up on certain SEO keywords.
Right.
Each time you go through this cycle,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get a little bit better.
Right. It's making those small tweaks along the way.
Exactly.
And so as the flywheel spins faster,
Yeah.
our reach expands, we connect with more people.
More people.
We're building a bigger community.
Exactly.
We're making a bigger impact.
And who knows, you might even, the article even mentioned some podcast guests have even leveraged their success to get on like mainstream media.
Wow. Now that's big leagues. From podcast guest to primetime TV.
Right.
All right. So for our listeners out there who are ready to like really up their podcast game,
Yes.
what's like the key takeaway, the thing they should remember most?
Approach every single guest appearance as a strategic opportunity
Okay.
to share your expertise,
Yeah.
to connect with new people, and to just keep that flywheel spinning.
I love it. It's not just about showing up. It's about showing up strategically.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes.
With intention.
There you go.
And a whole lot of heart.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up another deep dive into the world of podcasting.
This was a good one.
We explored how to be a great guest and really use that to create a successful online presence.
So much good stuff here.
Until next time, keep those wheels turning.
Bye, everybody.
Great. Look, that makes it a much more entertaining conversation than me talking to you in a monotone way for 8 minutes. And they've also been able to flesh out the concept a little bit more, which is great. There is an article, and it's at the academy.theunnoticed.cc/blog, along with a number of articles all about the ideas and the thoughts about how you can get noticed using podcasts in this particular case. So head over to the Academy to get the information. You can read it. You can also download the graphic if you like to use it as well. So it's me, Jim, here with a couple of Avatar co-hosts. Have a great day.